Okay, how would you solve it?
Well, that's a very difficult question to answer. But I will implement my own version of a rice republic should, by God's grace, I win as North Cotabato governor. Nakagawa na ako ng...
Yeah.
Because, ang problema ko noon, I wanted to do so many things. But since I was only a secretary, I was not making the policy. I had to yield to the policy set by the economic managers. Like say, for example, may na-engage ako na loan fund from Israel, 40 billion for solar-powered irrigation. They did not act. May na-engage ako na 30 billion na fertilizer loan from Russia. Dominguez shut it down. So sabi ko, walang mangyayari sa akin dito. But now, as governor of North Cotabato, I have already crafted a plan where the provincial government will actively get involved in producing rice by supporting our farmers with rice seeds and fertilizer, buying their produce, opening up our own market by establishing bigasan sa barangay. Ibig sabihin, aming palay, aming tanim, aming giling, aming benta sa aming sariling merkado. So we will create a rice republic which will actually be a virtual microcosm of what I wanted to do for the Philippines when I was secretary.
Yeah, you're gonna do it local first, and then if the government actually sees it, hopefully they will adapt that kind of program para maging national siya, pero you're gonna prove it sa local level muna.
Yes, in fact, my dream right now, Michael, Margini, is to make my province a model agricultural province in the whole country where we will be involved with complete value chain. Yung aking mga magniniyog, hindi lang kopras ang production, kundi mantika na, VCO. Yung aming magmamais, hindi lang mais ang ipoproduce, kundi ma-involve sila sa processing to produce feeds. Yung aming mga farmers will be involved in the complete value chain. Hindi lang mag-aalaga ng baka, kundi magkakaroon ng halal abattoir na siyang mag-create ng supply ng halal beef for other regions, especially our neighbor Bangsamoro.
Yeah, guys, come on. We would like to see it from yung mga tao sa Cotabato. Please, we would like to see that. We're excited to see that.
In fact,
sige po.
In fact, kanina nga, galing ako sa, siyempre, nakumpisa na. This early, Michael, Margit, pinoprogram ko na yung interventions na gagawin ko. Tumaas yung aming poverty incidence in North Cotabato. When I was elected governor in 1998, 54% yung aming poverty incidence. We were one of the poorest provinces in the whole country. I was able to reduce it to 29% when I left office in 2007. Until today, it's 29%. But lately, tumaas na naman, 36%. Why? Because our farmers are not getting the value of ang palay ng farmers namin ngayon, 15 pesos. Samantalang ang bigas, 50 to 60 pesos. Ang mais ng farmers namin, 10 pesos. Samantalang yung feeds, nasa 50 pesos per kilo. So ang ginawa ko, naka-arrange na yung aking gagawin. If by God's grace I win, on the very first day, may mga interventions na kami na mararamdaman kaagad ng mga tao yung tulong ng gobyerno. I would like to address poverty right away by, number one, karamihan ng aming maliliit na negosyante dito, utang sa 5-6, asa,
informal.
Informal. Ang tataas ng interest. Yung 50,000 na utang, 10,000 na binabayaran na interest every month.
Wow.
So I crafted a program called Emancipation Program for Small Vendors and Entrepreneurs. What is this? First, we will identify itong mga maliit na vendors na ito na nagkautang, nalubog sa utang. And then we will ask them to undergo a financial literacy program. After which, we will talk to their creditors at babayaran namin yung utang. Halimbawa, ang utang niya is 20,000. Nagabayad siya ng interest. Babayaran yon sa program na ito, babayaran yon ng provincial government directa. And then, that will free him or her from the burden of usurious rates. And then we will give him an additional capital, new capital, zero interest, na hulugan niya lang. Itong programa na ito, tuwing binabanggit ko sa mga tao na kakausap ko, yung mga mahihirap, grabe ang tuwa nila. Sabi niya, sir, salamat. Kasi mamamatay na lang kami. Hindi kami makakaon sa utang namin kapag hindi kami tinulungan. So yan yung first na intervention. Number 2, we will go into cash crops right away. Kasi ang cash crops, 4 months, kikita na sila. So sa mais, libreng binhi, libreng abono. And then bibili ng provincial government yung kanilang produkto at mataas sa presyo. Rice, ganun din. Libreng binhi, libreng abono. But we will start scientifically. Lahat itong gagawin namin, nakaprogram lahat. And then I will go to medium-term interventions. Pag-aalaga naman ako, for example, mabilis din. 3 months, 4 months, may income ka na. So ito yung uunahin namin na intervention. Then we will go to the medium-term interventions like pag-aalaga ng kambing, pag-aalaga ng baka, pag-aalaga ng baboy, and so on and so forth. And then the long-term intervention. So ito yung nakaprogram. Ibig sabihin, kaya kong planuhin to sapagkat ako magdidesisyon.
Yeah, yeah.
An act that I could not have done when I was Secretary of Agriculture because I had to contend with the policies set by the economic manager.
And you have to contend with the politics.
Of course. Of course.
Sek, may question ako. Kasi, honestly, yung sinabi mo sa binhi, yung mga tungkol sa farmers yan, right? So, in a way, is ang gusto niyo iplano is tulungan yung mga farmers, bigyan ng subsidy para maging sustainable and competitive, right?
Correct.
Okay. Kasi the way I see it, parang, estudyante ako ng Adam Smith eh. So, parang hindi ba medyo pushback lang ako konti na doesn't it prove na we are inefficient in providing or yung producing yung bigas o yung palay? Hindi ba mas maganda na ako magiging blunt na ako na just import?
Okay. Madaling sabihin na mag-import, Michael. Let me give you an example. If we import pork, siguro makatipid kayo.
Correct.
Pero do you understand this involved in the hog industry in the Philippines? For you to be able to raise hogs, to produce pork, you have to feed your hogs.
Correct.
For you to be able to feed your hogs, you have to buy corn from the farmer.
Correct.
For the farmer to be able to produce corn, he has to plant, he needs workers, he needs harvesters, there's got to be a feed mill. In essence, what I'm saying is, yes, if you look at the money value right away without looking into the processes of the value chain, from the planting of the corn to the delivery to the feed mill, from the jobs generated in this activity, you are losing a lot of money. You're taking away jobs from your local people.
Yeah,
And if you do that, you are actually contributing to the growth of agriculture in the other country instead of in your country. What is dangerous about that? The dependence on importation is a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
As we may have seen during the COVID-19 pandemic, when the global supply chain was disrupted.
I
Diba
agree.
nahirapan tayo?
I agree.
Okay, now, what would happen is if, say for example, nag-rely tayo sa importation ng bigas na lang.
Yeah.
Halimbawa, nakagyera sa West Philippines Sea at hindi makatawid yung barko dyan. Saan tayo kukuha ng bigas na kakainin natin?
Well, diet.
So, akin sana is, let's produce rice to a level na kung magkaroon na ng disruption yung global supply chain, madali tayong maka-recover. Ibig sabihin kung nasa 95% yung ating rice sufficiency, madaling matapalan yung 5%. Just expand.
Yeah.
Alin more-
But Sek, what would be the balance of that? Like for example, of course, obviously we cannot dominate the farming industry now because we are inefficient in producing it. So ngayon, ang parang naririnig ko sa argument nyo is, we're not talking about exporting or being competitive with other countries. We're talking about self-sufficiency. We have to produce for ourselves, right?
Let me correct the word that you used, inefficient. No, we're not inefficient. Our government failed to provide the needed interventions by the farmer for them to be more productive. Number one, when I assumed office as Secretary of Agriculture, I found out that the last soil survey in the whole country was about 45 years. The last soil survey. Why is soil survey important? Because while soil analysis, you will be able to determine kung anong nutrients ang kailangan ng lupa mo. If you don't put the right fertilizer in your land, maski ano pang buhos mo ng abono dyan, hindi ka magiging productive, okay? That's one. Number two, yung mga basic services na kailangan. Dryers. Would you believe that until today, we still dry our grains in the highways?
Yeah.
Kaya nga pag ng mais dito, ang tawag namin sa highway namin, yellow brick road.
Yeah.
Kasi yellow corn ang lahat na nakalatag.
Yeah.
Now, these are very simple things. And number three, of course, the market. Alam mo ba na ang problema kung bakit 15 lang yung palay at 60 yung bigas?
Yeah,
It's because
the middleman.
between the farmer's farm and the market, mga 10 traders ang dadaanan ng produkto na yan. Each of them eating a little profit, making a little profit along the way, thereby reducing the income of the farmer and increasing the selling price of the commodity.
Yeah.
Kaya nga nung nasa Secretary of Agriculture ako, pinropose ko yung revival ng Food Terminal Incorporated. Sabi ko kailangan nating ma-identify yung mga basic food commodities na kailangan ng Filipino families on a daily basis. At ito dapat yung gagamitin ng FTI na commodities na ibebenta nila. Gather, consolidate in the regional production areas and sell in the metropolitan areas.
Which,
What are these? Rice,
yeah,
meat,
sir, ano lang muna ako which brings me to my next point, because hindi ba importante to actually bridge the farmers and the retailers? Hindi ba I think we need futures market locally, right?
Yes, but you have to look at physical reality. Yung economic manager sabi nila, no, laissez-faire. Let the market operate on itself.
Capitalist battle to.
Excuse me, but you have forgotten that the Philippines is a geographically fragmented country. We are a nation of islands. Did you know that it is more expensive to ship bananas from Davao to Manila than it is to ship bananas from Davao to Japan or China?
Really?
Of course, of course. So, yan ang problema natin. Kaya dapat dito talaga, makialam talagang gobyerno. Hindi po pwedeng sinasabi lang, let the free market work. Because in our case, not only is our market immature, we have physical constraints, geographical constraints in making the market accessible to the farmer. And the fact that we are producing in islands with Metro Manila as the main consumer area, Cebu. Tatawidin pa namin yung dagat para dalhin nila yung saging sa Metro Manila. So ang sinasabi ko noon, i-reactivate natin yung FTI. Ito idea to ni the old Marcos. Pero ito was a brilliant idea. Pero i-identify lang natin para hindi naman natin masagasaan yung mga negosyo ng ibang agri-entrepreneurs. Doon lang tayo mag-focus sa basic commodities na kailangan ng pamilyang Pinoy on a daily. What are these? Rice, isda, karne, gulay, mantika, asukal, asin. Yun lang i-consolidate ni FTI in production areas. Sibuyas, for example, galing sa Mindoro, galing sa Nueva Ecija. Then, you reposition everything so that these goods will be available
To every yeah, it makes sense, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.